Hi there, did you ever want to use synths or effects from other DAWs that aren't available in the one you regularly use? If so, I will show you in this video how you can do it with the free Jack audio connection kit. For example, I much prefer the workflow in FL Studio, but the effects in Ableton are really great, especially its echo and resonators. Ableton's resonator has some characteristics like dampening behavior and stereo width that other resonator plugins, such as Resonator, the free alternative to Knee Resonator, or my free FL Studio Resonator Patcher preset do not fully replicate in my opinion. So, I wanted to find out how to route Ableton's sound output back to FL Studio. You could of course open FL Studio as a VST in Ableton, but unfortunately not the other way around. Thus, I found out how to route FL Studio to Ableton and then Ableton's output back to FL Studio using the Jack kit. Although it surprisingly does not introduce latency, it is a little complicated to set up though, especially when recording the result, but it can work. I will now explain how to set things up. First of all, download and open the Jack kit. Go to Setup and choose a sound device. I chose ASIO for all since that worked for me. Next, open the graph editor. Here is where we will route the DAW in and outputs. Since I want the input and result to be in FL Studio, I open it first. Go to Audio Settings and you will find Jack there as Audio Driver. Activating it will automatically connect cables in Jack's graph editor. We will edit these later. For simplicity, I will only make an impulse patch in Vital now so you can really hear what the effects do later. Make sure you assign your synth to a mixer track and choose one of the audio out options at the bottom of the mixer insert. Now, you can open Ableton and also choose Jack as Audio Driver there. This will reroute some stuff in the graph editor, but don't mind this. In Ableton, I opened the effects I wanted and activated the monitor in the respective channel, letting Ableton know it will receive audio. If you want to hear FL Studio's output in Ableton now, you'd have to connect the cables like this. However, this is only an intermediate step and we will route Ableton's output back to FL Studio next. Now here comes the even more technical part. Since I do not want to hear the dry audio without effects, I disconnect the mixer track from the master channel, also to avoid potential feedback loops. The synth output still gets routed to Ableton of course since we set the mixer track to external out. Now, I use a second mixer track and this time set it to receive audio, which will come from Ableton back into FL Studio. Since one of the audio outputs in Jack is occupied by routing FL Studio to Ableton, the master out in FL Studio has to be changed to the second available out. The last remaining thing to do is route the cables together in the correct order in the Jack graph editor. Audio out 1 and 2 into Ableton, Ableton out into FL Studio in, and finally audio out 3 and 4 into the sound card output. After this you have everything as planned. For some reason I had the problem that the routing in Jack got completely disconnected after trying to render the audio in FL Studio. However, recording it as an audio track was completely fine. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you know any other or better ways to do this, feel free to leave it in the comments. See you soon.